This is Kathy Biehl of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro-Insight for the week of November 6th, 2023. This promises to be a busy week with lots of fast-moving influences that ripple through the atmosphere and our thoughts and conversations and our relationships and ultimately affect how we are proceeding in the world. We are, of course, still processing all of the volatility and developments that flew at us and erupted in and around us in October during the eclipses in Libra and in Taurus. And both of those eclipses get a few next steps this week. The first one bridges the impact of both of those eclipses on the 6th as the week starts. The two rulers of money and desire, Venus and Pluto, unleash an easy flow of energy through a trine. Situations feel incredibly high stakes, and they're also stripping down to non-negotiables, what you absolutely, unmistakably must have. This aspect makes it incredibly easy to cut something out and to give yourself over to what you absolutely want. This could involve money. This could involve your own self-worth. This could involve a relationship. This could involve a creative outburst or expression. It also has a connection to the restructuring of foundations and infrastructure and institutions that we've all been undergoing since late January 2008. The years since then have taken you through an evolutionary process that delivers you to this moment. And what you desire now is extraordinarily different from what you dared to have in your life in 2008 and before. As inherently intense as any Venus-Pluto contact is, this one comes with lovely anesthesia from a trine between Mercury and Neptune, ruler of our mind, our thoughts, our communication systems, and the god of transcendence and higher love and compassion, and also the keeper of the cosmic fog machine. People may be confused, but happily so. People may be delusional, including you, but happily so. People may detect and understand a higher force in everything that's happening in their life right now. Word to the wise, you might get a lot of messages through songs. Midweek, we enter a nice stretch of people making an effort to at least act civilly toward each other, regardless of what the thoughts may be in the undercurrents, which are still teeming. When Venus moves into her intellectual base of Libra, happening on the 8th, there's an inclination toward harmony, toward cooperation and mediation and collaboration, toward phrasing things in ways that are likely to get people to buy into them, toward harmony and grace and beauty, and smiling, even if we're doing it through clenched teeth. These tendencies immediately get a tweak, a challenge, because as soon as Venus changes signs, she meets the gatekeeper of the zodiac, Saturn, parked for most of the rest of the month at the very first degree of Pisces. Remember that every time a planet changes signs, its first aspect is to the planet of adulting and order and structure and rules and stability and the status quo. The first thing that happens when Venus enters Libra is an adjustment aspect that forces some kind of tweaking in a relationship, in an agreement that calls for commitment or responsibility or an increasingly popular word, accountability. A door is open for incredible candor as this happens. Mercury is in an opportunity aspect to Pluto, Pluto being the keeper of the exit door to every sign, the last influence that every planet encounters before changing signs. The sextile to Pluto on the 8th has the potential to reveal secrets, to invite us to be ruthlessly candid with ourselves and with others. This sparks efficient, very honest communication. This is an opening for difficult conversations that probably clean some things up before we move on to the next step, which comes on the 10th. Suddenly, things lighten up noticeably. Mercury moves into Sagittarius. It moves out of the depths of Scorpio, and he's in a really harmonious relationship with Venus as he does this. Mercury in Sagittarius is high energy, adventurous, maybe a bit argumentative for the sake of arguing, expansive, far-flung, all over the map, inclined to have a good time, joking, but do beware. Mercury in Sagittarius does contain a streak of Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse, My Way or the Highway. And all of these tendencies immediately hit a challenge when, yes, you guessed it if you've been listening, Mercury immediately hits Saturn. Both of these shifts happen on the 10th. Mercury squaring Saturn brings a massive no, a demand that we cool our jets, that we restructure something, that we take accountability and responsibility for whatever thoughts we're thinking, whatever policies we're projecting out into the world. Scale back, slow down, and growing out of that, we get a long distance view on something that doesn't feel quite nice and friendly, but we can't really do anything about. On the 11th, Mars, still diving around the deep, mysterious, secret-filled waters of Scorpio, opposes Uranus in Taurus. Lightning pierces the depths of the waters. We get a long-distance view of something disruptive, enlightening, illuminating, oopsie-daisy, and yet we can't quite do anything about it. And Mars really wants to do things. So sit back, take in the light show, and ponder how it might inform your actions as we go into the week after. The intense new moon in Scorpio is awaiting on the 13th, and that is the time when you may see the path forward. Homing thought of the week. If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. Song of the week, I've got two. We're All in This Together from High School Musical. Yes, you actually heard me say that. And the second, another oldie, Get Together by the Youngbloods. And the image of the week is hitting save instead of send when you finish writing email and then rereading it hours later. You'll learn more about this in my forecast for the month of November, which is up at my site, empowermentunlimited.net, where you can sign up for my mailing list and book a session with me. I'm Kathy Biehl, a professional astrologer with more than 30 years' experience. I host the show Celestial Compass on Om Times Radio on the first and third Monday of every month at 5 p.m. Eastern. This week, my guest is Ramananda John Welshans, who is a font of wisdom and compassion, and I will be asking him for guidance in navigating these increasingly troubled times. I'm doing a YouTube live about the astrology of current events on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern on the channel of Psychic Annette Dion. Look for the link in the comments below. I host lively conversation on Facebook, on the page Empowerment Unlimited, and in the group, the Astro-Insight Lounge. I have lots of bonus content at patreon.com/Kathy Biehl, and I'm really grateful to the people who support my work there. I post on Instagram and Threads at @KA Biehl, and on YouTube at the Professional Aquarian channel. Talk to you next week.